for practice today, I would like you to have 2 blocks and a blanket. And we're going to start out seated on the blanket, or you might sit on your blocks as well, if you'd like a little extra height, or to sit however you would like to sit. And it does not need to be cross-legged. And actually, if you wanted to, put your block in between your feet and sit back with knees bent. I might sit like this today. Little different stretch stance here. So sitting up nice and tall wherever you find your seat. I'm actually going to bring this up a little higher. Cool thing about blocks, they can be adjusted. Oh yeah, that feels better. My legs aren't warmed up yet. So after you found your seat, sitting up nice and tall, closing the eyes, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears, hands resting comfortably in your lap. And beginning to deepen the breath, sending the breath through the entire body, so filling the body from the nostrils to the tips of your toes and the crown of your head with your inhale. And as you exhale, releasing and creating more space, so not collapsing, but keeping that expansion and clearing out space. And as you're breathing here, I invite you to tune into the ways in which you would like to be more enlivened in your experience of today. Maybe recognize ways in which you've grown a little passive or dull or unengaged or numb. Breathing in, maybe it looks like curiosity or excitement, energy, focus. So 2 more breaths here, really engaging what can enliven your experience. This full moon energy welcoming that expansion. Beautiful. Gently opening the eyes. And from here, we're going to move to hands and knees. So you can make your way there, perhaps putting the blanket underneath your knees and having your blocks at the top of your mat here. So hands underneath the shoulders with the fingers spread really wide, knees underneath the hips or a little bit wider. Take an inhale here. Exhale, round the spine and gazing towards your belly button. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, let the motion slide up the spine, belly drops, head lifts. Exhale, rounding back nice and slow. Inhaling to cow. this time, as you exhale to catch, press yourself back towards your heels like you're coming to a child's pose, and then stay low, scoop forward, come up to cow. Again, rounding back to your heels. Inhale, scooping forward. Continuing like this, you might close your eyes. Let this be a really meditative movement, sliding forward. What are you engaging with? And then nourishing yourself, holding back. Two more. Coming forward to hands and knees here. And we're going to extend the right arm and the left leg. And if it feels like too much to do both, you can just do the leg and keep your right hand down on the floor. So choosing your own adventure here, we're going to balance for just a moment. Feel your core engage to provide a strong base for the arm and the leg extending out. And then inhale, lifting the arm, the leg, and the gaze. And then exhale, bring elbow and knee together underneath your body. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale in. We'll do two more, nice and slow. And inhale out. And then exhale, lowering hand and knee down to the floor. And here we're going to find our cow pose again, dropping the belly. And then shifting right ear towards right hip, rounding into a cat pose, and then shifting left ear, left hip towards each other. So moving around cow, right ear, right hip, cat, left ear, left hip. We'll do a couple more of these circles, feeling into the fluidity in your spine, expansion, moving outside of the box, so just moving in a linear direction, forward and back. Great, and then coming back to a neutral tabletop position, feel that core engage. Extending left arm and right leg this time, and again, if it's too much to extend both, you can keep the left hand down and just do the leg. So finding your balance here as you engage your core to really provide a strong base for the expansion. And expansion from a strong base is usually much more helpful than haphazard expansion. Inhale, lifting arm, leg, gaze. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale, extending out. Exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale in, two more. Moving nice and slow with your breath. And extending out. And releasing down, hand and knee to the floor. And now we'll take some hip circles, moving around from the knees in big circles. Massaging out and going back the other way. And coming back to tabletop here, and let's widen the knees, sink back to a child's pose. Let the wrists release. Bring the elbows in towards each other a little bit. Hands coming together, and see if you can bring the hands towards the back of the neck. Releasing the upper arms. One more breath here. And then releasing your arms out, sliding forward, just lifting the hips up into the air, bringing the feet a little wider away from each other, sliding into a puppy pose. So we're melting the heart towards the floor. Maybe the hips are above the knees. Opening through the heart here, a little expansion through the upper back. Only moving to the extent that feels approachable to you. Don't push past that. One more breath. Nice. And then we're going to come up and make your way to a down dog. Bending one knee deeply and then the other, stretching through the backs of the legs. And with your next inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it through to the top of the mat. We're going to drop the left knee down to the floor and find both blocks underneath the hands on either side of the right foot. So we're going to do a little expansion here. So inhale, pulling your heart towards the world in front of you, looking up. And exhale, shifting back, lifting the right toes off the floor, and melting the head towards the knee. Feel the expansion through the back of the right leg. So we'll do this a few times. Inhale, pulling forward. Opening the heart. Exhale, rounding back, expanding through the back of the right leg. Inhale, pulling forward. Exhale, pressing back. One more time, and this time we're going to hold that leg extension for a couple breaths, expanding heart, and now shifting hips back, melting head. 2 deep breaths here. And then coming forward, we're going to release the blocks, hands to the floor, curl the left toes under, and step back to the down dog. Walking out the dog here, you might notice now the right side feels a little different from the left side. Lovely. And with the next inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it through to the top of the mat. Dropping right knee, finding those blocks underneath the hands on either side of your left foot. And we'll do that same little flow here. So inhale, pulling your heart forward, expanding into the world in front of you. And exhale, shifting back, lifting the left toes up, melting the head towards the knee. Inhale, pulling forward. Exhale, shifting back. Two more times. And then coming back to your lunge, moving. Oh wait, we need to hold it. Shift back again. Sorry. So let's hold the extension for 2 breaths here. Notice what can release with this final exhale. And then inhale, pulling forward. Now, moving the blocks out of the way, hands to the floor, curl the right toes under, press back to your down dog again, and walking out your dog. Beautiful. And now inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Again, exhale, bring it through to the top of the mat. We're going to find a high or a low lunge. So you're welcome to drop that back knee to the floor if you would like, or if you'd like a little more challenge, rising up into a high lunge, staying on the ball of the back foot though, not dropping the heel. Inhale, lifting the arms up here. So here, we're going to open up the heart with a little lion and cactus arms. So we're going to go 4 times. Inhale, lifting up. We'll do 3 more. Lovely. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, coming forward. We're going to find the blocks underneath the hands and rotating them to be at the highest height. And then we're going to hop that back foot forward. So lifting the knee if you've dropped the knee, and coming to a 1 leg forward fold. So the left leg's reaching back behind. You can activate that foot pressing out behind here. Nice. Balancing here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring knee and nose towards each other. Inhale, extend out. Exhale in. Inhale, extend out. 2 more. Lovely, and then dropping that foot back behind you, this time rotating the heel to the floor. Windmill up to a warrior 2. Lovely. And here we're going to move in and out of lengthening that front leg and creating a full moon around our head. So we're going to inhale, coming up, big moon around the head, and feel that expansion out as you come back into the warrior two. Moon extending. Exhale out. Ooh, I see cardinal. In these, we're gonna do 2 more of these. 1, and then in the kind of gray-brown landscape, the cardinals really stand out. And we have a cardinal in our poem for today. So there's our last warrior two. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, windmill your arms around. Find the floor and step back to a down dog. And then bending the knees. And then drop to the floor, finding a child's pose. Softening here. And then inhale, coming up, and we'll make our way to a down dog. And I'm going to come up and turn around. And if you would like to do that too, you're welcome to. So I'm going to move my blocks to the other side of the mat so I can stay facing you. And finding this down dog. Yay, down dog. See if you can broaden the sit bones a little bit. Activate the legs a little deeper. Stretch through that low back. Oh, it feels so good. Inhale, lifting left leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it through to the top of the mat. High or low lunge. Choosing your own adventure here. Inhale, lifting the arms up. And sinking down, we're going to do 4 of those goddess lion cactus. Not goddess here. Inhale. Opening through the heart. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale. Touch the mat. And we're going to find our hands underneath, the blocks underneath the hands, stepping forward and lifting the right leg up into the air. So balancing here, activating that right foot. Take an inhale, lengthen knee and nose towards each other. Inhale, extending up. Exhale in. 2 more. Nice, and then extending the leg back, dropping the foot, pivoting the heel to the floor, and windmill the arms up for a warrior two, sinking down into that warrior two pose. Pulling the ribs back, pressing down through the outside edge of the right foot. So we're gonna feel ourselves full as the moon. Inhale. Straightening that front leg, moon around the head. Exhale, opening up. Down into the warrior two. And open up. 2 more. Nice. Inhale here. And exhale, windmill the arms around, touching the floor, and step back to a down dog.
Feel this expansion here through the lines from the floor to the top of the triangle of your hips lifting. And then dropping the knees to the floor, widening them, and press back to a child's pose. So much expansion. So checking in here with your intention from the beginning of our practice of what you would like to expand into today. Notice how that feels and resonates in your being. And dragging the hands back in, sitting up on the heels and then rocking to one side, swinging the legs around. We'll move the blanket out of the way and finding one of the blocks. We can move the other one out of the way. We're going to bring it by the side. We'll use it in just a moment, actually setting it kind of out of the way because we're going to do twist first. So feet on the floor and lifting the hips up just slightly, scooting them a couple inches over to the right, laying them back down. Extend the left leg long. Inhale, bring the right knee into the chest, really hug it in, and then bring just the left hand to the right knee and guide the knee over to the left, stretching the right arm out from the shoulder. Deep breaths here. Notice what you can relax and release. Let's do 2 letting go breaths. Deep inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Oh, so yummy, so expansive. Inhale, back to center, feet to the floor, realigning the spine. Nice. Then pressing into the feet again, lifting the hips up, scooting them a couple inches over to the left, laying them back down. Extend the right leg long. Inhale, bring the left knee in. Holding or squeezing it in. Let's do the same thing. Squeeze. And then right hand guiding the left knee out to the right. Stretching the left arm out from the shoulder. Softening here. What can you release? 2 letting go breaths. Awesome. Inhale, unwind. Coming back to center, realigning the spine. Feet to the floor, pressing in, lifting up. And this time we're going to slide the block underneath the sacrum, at the base of the spine. You might feel your pelvis just soften here. I love this feeling. Just like opening through the front of the pelvis. So you might want to stay here. You might stretch your legs out and more of a gentle curve with your body, or you could also lift your legs up into the air for more of an inversion. Finding what feels good to you. I'm going to go for the expansion across the pelvis. This is great for those of us that sit a lot. So wherever you choose to be, see if you can close your eyes and take a couple breaths here. then if your legs are lifted or outstretched, walking them back in, pressing into the feet, lifting up off the block, removing the block, and lowering down to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. Let your knees come away from each other. Reach through the inside of the knees, grabbing onto the outside of the feet or the ankles. For happy baby pose. Rocking side to side here. If there's any final poses you would like to find before coming to Shavasana, feel free. Otherwise, stretching out long on your back, perhaps using the blanket as a support underneath the head or the knees, or covering you up. I like that little extra weight across my hips. It feels very grounding and nourishing. Sliding the shoulder blades down the back. Letting the arms rest by the sides, closing the eyes. Relaxing into this corpse pose, this letting go, ultimate surrender. Feeling in that surrender, the ultimate expansion. Like the cells of your body are just drifting away from each other, creating more and more space. Bringing your awareness back to the surface of your body. And to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. As you're ready, bend one knee and then the other, placing your feet on the floor, and come to rest over on your right side. Taking a breath here and keeping your eyes closed and your attention internal, gently press your way up to find a seat. And sitting with your eyes closed, allow these words by Dana Falls to wash over you. This is a poem called Turn Your World Red. Cardinal calls me from the railing of the deck. Turn your world red, he says, insistent, beckoning. Risk life outside your hard-earned walls and windows. Cast aside caution, propriety, and your too small sense of what you can and cannot do. Fly. I tell you that the sky knows no constraints.
All you are or can be comes clear in the near approach of clouds. Fly. That which you fear the most holds your deepest teaching. Let your spirit be the bridge between safety and release. Soar to the end of the earth, of what is known from dawn to twilight. Then throw yourself at the whim of the wild night woods. Turn your world red and live with no regrets. Fly. And if you are blown off course, just change your destination. Choose to land wherever your 2 feet are standing. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart, pressing your thumbs in to feel your heartbeat, your personal pulse. And take a deep breath of gratitude, sending that gratitude from your heart out to all the cells in your being. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.